Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk about the brand new episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Now, I am obviously going to take a minute to prep this for those who are just joining the live stream, and then for those who are going to rewatch this, just to give you a heads up, you could probably fast forward about 30 seconds to an hour while I do the intro. If you're new here, I'm going to put a link to the straw poll. Now, this straw poll is for you to go and vote on the brand new episode of Fear the Walking Dead. It's in the video description and it is in the comment section right now. Go and vote. What we're going to do is I'll do a quick wrap-up review, a first impression review, just a couple minutes, and then we'll check some super chats and some messages, and then we'll check out that straw poll as we get more people in here to vote. And that's a bit echoey. I have like 90% of my office packed up. Well, maybe about a good 80% packed up. So I don't know if you guys can hear, but there's so much empty space. I notice it, and it's bugging the hell out of me. We got a move coming in July, so I'm prepping it. Hopefully it's smooth. I will have an update, though, for the move, for those who are aware. The area we're moving to has this really stupid part where there's just this 1 mile block that has no internet. And it was a whole big deal where we were going to pay an internet company to put lines in. Well, there's a new internet provider actually installing lines. So we called them up and they're coming out. And they already measured the length to put the lines in to see how far they need to drop the lines. And they're actually going to come out this Friday and put in some lines. So it's looking like we'll have internet. So we'll only have a few weeks of downtime, which is amazing, because before it was going to be 6 months, the channel was going to go dark for 6 months. So right now it's looking like we're going to have a few weeks where we're going to be down, maybe a video here and there. The live streams will probably stop just for, like I said, maybe 2 or 3 weeks at the end of July. So heads up on that. I have to drink. I got some whiskey in my Pepsi because this was that type of episode. I'm just not feeling it for Fear the Walking Dead. I don't hate it. I don't hate its guts. I can definitely see the, what's there for fans who are interested in it. Like I said, there's a big difference between something that you watch and you go, oh my God, this is shameful. And then you watch something and you can see, all right, you know what? It's not incompetent, but it's just simply not my cup of tea. And that is pretty much for the whole entire episode. I see people talking about the axe thing. The moment he said, I got 1 bullet, that's all I need, Dwight pick up the axe. That whole moment I said, please don't do it. Oh, dear God, don't do it. First off, somebody Google that. Can that actually happen? Do bullets actually do that? And the reason I say this before anyone goes, oh, but Ronnie, of course bullets don't do that, yada, yada, yada. Well, in my comic book, Doomsday Kingdom, I researched back in the day how people actually used a bow and arrow. And it will blow your mind how people actually use the bow and arrow. Because you think of Hollywood where you got the thing in the back and they pull it out and they're like, yang, yang, yang. Well, the real way, and I'm talking way back when, like a bow master would hold the arrows in the hand that's holding the staff. And it was like a machine gun. If you watch it, there's a guy on YouTube who is like a master bowsman. And he can shoot the eye out of a fish. He can do like these flips and shoot two arrows and hit his target with insane accuracy. He does all these crazy things that you would think if you saw it in a movie, you'd be like, there's no way in hell that would ever happen. And he does it. He's like a master at it. So that's the only reason I said someone look that shit up, because what? And he could have just ran up to him. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so Alicia, I just wrote this down where the one little girl was like, what is wrong with you? That's the same thing I asked for pretty much everybody, but that was just me taking a jab at them. Dwight's intro, I really like, when it comes to Dwight and Morgan, I don't know, man. I really like them, and I really want more of them. There's a part of me thinking, though, at what point is this just getting taken over by the original show's cast? You know what I mean? Instead of being Fear the Walking Dead, I mean, we even have Dwight saying walkers, and then the other guy like, oh, what did you call the dead? So, the walker names for the zombies are even leaking over. The characters are coming over. I like Dwight Morgan, though. I like the actors and the charisma and the characters. And Lenny James is a fantastic actor, and I think that Austin Emilio, who plays Dwight, does a great job. I don't agree with what they gave the characters to do in this episode. Again, it didn't do nothing for me. I was a bit confused on the car and the vehicles and walkie-talkies. They feel like they're everywhere, but maybe that's just me not paying attention 100%, I'll admit. And then Sherry leaving messages and notes. I'll be honest, I don't understand how the hell that works. And they didn't flesh it out other than saying everywhere she goes, she leaves notes. And again, think about that logically. If I'm going to leave and, I'm leaving notes for my wife, and I don't know where I'm going. Even if I know where I'm going, like, I don't know, the idea of leaving notes, it just seems ridiculous. And again, like, she left a note on a registration of a car. Yes, the registration would say it's a this and a this, I don't know, like a Dodge Caravan. And she'd be like, and then you would be looking for a Dodge Caravan. But do you know how many there are? I don't know. That whole thing seemed like a stretch. I can't believe they couldn't come up with something else other than that. I don't know. The environmental feel to this season, as well as other seasons, even the main show has this problem. The main show and Fear the Walking Dead feel like they have a set piece, and then the rest of the characters are talking on the side of the road. I think that part is really starting to wear me down as far as atmosphere. Atmosphere and environment is really important in pretty much any show. When you have so many characters and conversations and it feels like they're only talking on the side of the road all the time, I don't know. For me, it's draining visually. It just felt like it was visually bleh. And again, the one set piece is the western looking town. And obviously the story, and you can see this is a budgetary issue. They have the budget for just one set piece, so they need to force the story to play out in that one town. So the best they can do is Dwight shoots at them, and he's got plot armor because he only gets winged in the arm. That whole story, again, it didn't do anything for me. It's not terribly written. It's competent. I just didn't think it was good. What else we got? Yeah, and the environments, keep an eye out on this. For me, this is something that's been weighing me down. Like I said, when you guys are watching the rest of the season or even rewatching episodes, just pay attention to how many times it feels like we have a set piece for the episode and then we're talking on the side of the road. And I know there's different travel in this, that, and the third, but wouldn't it be neat to explore some different environments? I mean, where's the suburbs, or where's the towns and the cities, or even anything like that? For me, it screams no to low budget. Because if you think about it, if you think about how the world of The Walking Dead fell almost instantly, the places that were heavily crowded probably have gold mines where there's clusters of different loot and different stores that, so many people died. Like 95% of the I just spit like crazy. 95% of the population died. You're going to have all these different stores that still have mad loot and shit. I don't know why we're all, just in random ass areas. For anyone new here, talking on the side of the road. For anyone new here, I'm putting a link to the straw poll. Go and vote for this episode. Dialogue as well. Yeah, I wasn't impressed with the dialogue either. And the trick shot, all I said is, oh, come on. And then the kids at the end, at that point, I was just like, I don't give a fuck about kid villains or heroes or anything. I just don't care. It's just not interesting. So at that point, they lost me as far as some interest. I just didn't give a shit. Whatever. I just did not care. Anyhow, I do want to show this off. I'm recording somebody sent me something, and it's coming tomorrow. They gave me the tracking number, and I think it's a big deal. I think it's pretty freaking awesome. But we have a couple other Matt Mail things. We have some older footage I'm going to edit together. However, I'm changing, since I'm moving, I'm changing P.O. boxes coming up. I'm still, the P.O. box is still good for those sending in stuff, but I'm going to do another map mail. Probably I'll try to record it tomorrow, because we got stuff, McFarlane Toys sent stuff in, and you guys sent stuff in, but I want to show you guys this sneak peek of this, though, because you saw Rick up here. That's not a poster, that's a beach towel. That's a bomb-ass beach towel, but check this out. Ethan sent this in, and this will be in the, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Sexy-ass Rick, and it's huge. Look at this. I'm going to keep pulling that up. It's Rick from Season 9. It's massive. How far does it go? Yeah. Check that out. The thing is crazy. And the image, the thing I'm impressed with, the image is crisp. It's like a friggin' poster. Chris Stanley coming in fly with a dono. Thank you very much for the support to the channel. Do you think they'll ultimately link up Rick and Althea and the whole symbols with the original group with the helicopter? No, I don't. The only reason I'm saying that personally is because they need to save a lot of mystery for the Rick movies. So I think they're going to give us just some establishing hints, because keep in mind, for the Rick movies, they are a separate entity themselves, a separate beast. You want that crossover, but you don't want to force people to watch Fear's TV show just to follow along with the Rick movies. So anything you show in the Fear the Walking Dead needs to be repeated in the Rick movies. Therefore, or else it wouldn't be complete and you wouldn't understand it. Therefore, I don't think they're going to give us too much. So I don't think Althea is going to cross over to the Rick movies. I personally think they'll get Althea back, and it'll just hint at maybe the group itself that took Rick, but nothing that's going to go in depth and too crazy. Thank you very much, Chris, as well as Aya. All right. There was something else. If I remember, I'll talk about it, but I'm putting a link in the straw poll. Guys, go ahead and vote real quick so we could check the straw poll. That's pretty much it. Never realized how good a dialogue was between Rick and Shay. All great actors and actresses, lazy writing. Yeah, the writing stuff just wasn't in it for me. Kid's twist kind of ruined it. Hell yeah, it feels bad. Guys, here, put at Make-A-Path Presents if it's a question directed to me that you want read out on the chat, and I'll try to read as many as I can. Either use that because it highlights it in orange, or use the super chat system that YouTube has set up. Anyway, here's a couple. I'm sorry. They're trying way too hard with this show now, says Chris. Spin. When Daryl chased off Dwight shot at their old house. The message she left spoke about meeting at their honeymoon location. Did you say Dwight stopped at their old house? Yeah, I remember that from, whatchamacallit, the season 8 finale. Am I thinking that right? Yeah, the season 8 finale. I remember that. Wait, yeah, it was the season 8 finale. I remember that spin. I just, for me, it just, I don't care, because the honeymoon location was somewhere in Georgia or closer to wherever they were at. And they already established that from that point on, she's been leaving notes. And he found a few of them. You know what I mean? And with that, that's what loses me. Maybe they knew of a honeymoon location. I could buy that if it was just one location that they knew of. But the fact that Dwight went there and then she was like, hey, you know what? This didn't work. I'm going to go to, I don't know, a Big Lots 30 miles west. You know what I mean? It's like, first off, does she know where she's going? Because I wouldn't imagine she would know enough. And what if she gets sidetracked? Any little thing could thwart the whole message system. I just think it's too flimsy, and I just simply don't like it. Yeah, it's as hard to buy as that split bullet thing, that trick shot. Also, there is something I do want to shout out real quick. Let me see if I have it. For those who don't know, I showed this off earlier. Where is it at? Why can I not find this? There we go. For those who don't know, I showed this off earlier. Here's the issue of Doomsday Kingdom, issue 5, called Tears and Terror. This is the cover reveal. Issue 4 is about to be released digitally very soon. The announcement is coming very, very soon. And as well as, come on, let me pop this up here. I know there's going to be a few people interested, but yeah, here it is. Doomsday Kingdom, the artist put up, we've done this before, but the artist has a limited amount of time and space to do blank cover variants. They are custom. This is the Doomsday Kingdom issue number 1 blank sketch commission. This is where you can pick out an image. These are some artworks. This is pieces of artwork that other people picked out. You have the rider here with a creep by a tree. You got the Creeper King here with some people hung up. And then you got, this is actually me. And then someone commissioned this. It's a wraparound. It's me and the rider back to back fighting some creeps. I think that's awesome. Here's Rick, We Are the Walking Dead. That's another cool one. So here's and then a bunch of different signs. And I love this because these different signs have to do with horror movies. I think Derry, Maine is here too from It. Anyway, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania is where Doomsday Kingdom takes place. At least that's where it starts. Anyhow, so there's 5. There's only 5 available. I know we had a lot of people waiting for the commissions to come back around because we had some available when we first started releasing the comics. And the artist has some time right now to get 5 done. So keep in mind, there's a bunch of people been waiting for these to go back on the website. And they are back, but be quick because it's just the first 5 people who jump on. And you read the description if you want to, if you don't know how to ask for what commission you want done. If you need help from the artist to get different ideas, or if you have an idea, you can, reach out to the artist and work that out. But definitely read that page of information there, and that's doomsdaykingdom.com. Did I cover that right? Yeah, I think I did. Anyway, so we have that. I think we're pretty good now. We can go into the comments sections. See what you guys have to say about this show. He could have ran to Dwight and helped him that way. Yeah, he could have done that. I know it's way out of the realm of what you cover, but you have to check out Billions. Just finished season 4. It was incredible. Billions. I don't think I even heard of that. I might look into that. Where's the shit that used to be behind you? You painting? No, I'm packing up. I'm moving, Richard. So everything is packed up behind me for the most part. Almost everything in my office is packed up except for, some of the furniture and then other loose stuff that I haven't gotten to yet. And even the computer. This will stay here for another month, though. I'm just getting ahead on packing. What truly is the point in Fear at the moment? I'm putting my hope into this 3rd show. You know what, Ethan? I really don't know. Ethan sent the Rick towel in, for those who don't know. That his website too was going to be in the Matt Mail video, but I really don't know what the point of Fear is. Obviously, we need to see more of the story play out and see where it's going. Right now, I'll be honest, I have no clue where it's headed. It's just, I don't know. And it's weird because I think it was 2 nights ago, I'm packing, and for whatever reason, it just hit me. You know what? I want to watch Dexter. I got HBO. Isn't it HBO? No, Netflix. I just want to watch Dexter. I'll throw on the first episode. Just screw it. I only watched Dexter once, the whole series. I only watched it while it was on, one time each episode. So I put it on and I was like, man, I forgot how gripping just the first episode, the pilot episode is just, it's great. I mean, if you're looking into getting into screenwriting, just dissect what they do in the pilot episode. I mean, they do a real good job. Anyway, I rewatched the first episode, and ever since then, if I have any free time, I put on, episode after episode. I'm hooked all over again. And you can see where it's going. They set this up. I mean, it's crafted. The dialogue is witty. The show feels like it has purpose and flow. And when I'm sitting down to watch Fear the Walking Dead, I don't get that. I'm starting to daze off thinking, why the fuck are we always on the side of the road? Every time I look up, I feel like someone's on the side of the road. I'm getting a little sick of this. I know the story is heavily focusing on it right now because of what they're doing, but it just looks blah. It doesn't look any good, I don't know. Anyway. I love how the premiere showed the kids not being able to kill one walker, yet they can string up a dozen at a time. I don't even remember that. I don't know if they were doing that to put on a show, though. Now that we know what they're doing, they might have been putting on a show. Ronnie, you bumped to some Yellow Wolf, that hillbilly gangster rap. Just what they played in Sons of Anarchy. They played some, what is it? Till It's Gone, I think. Juliet was like 2, I think. I used to play that in the background when she went to bed. What? How you doing? You remember that song?
What song?
Till It's Gone. I don't even know the song. I just remember Till It's Gone. That's the only line I know.
Hold on.
How does it go again?
I'm gonna get you copyright. Till It's Gone. What's it called?
Till It's Gone. That's it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna play it so loud. I'm just gonna be like, copyright. I'm just kidding. Till It's Gone.
Yeah, all I remember is Till It's Gone. It doesn't matter. Q&A's.
I remember a part.
Do you?
Yeah, it's like a rap sort of. I don't even know.
It is a rap. John is the most accurate shooter in the Walking Dead franchise. Yeah, it seems so. I just feel like Fear is oversaturating the Walking Dead universe. I'd rather just have the Walking Dead in the year. When the Walking Dead was the only one on, it felt fresh and exciting, but Fear is ruining it, in my opinion. Here's the thing. I see where you're going with that, but in the same strength, I kind of disagree because I just feel like Fear feels that way because it's boring, If listen, I'm going to say it and I'm going to be cocky about it. If you give me the right budget and we get to film, or anyone who's even competent, and I say me not as like me like an ego thing, but me as like a zombie fan, like a fanatic. If you give any zombie fan and fanatic the right budget and the right cast and you put them in the right, position, you could do something that even feels fresh. One of the first things I would do if I actually got the gig to sit down, even if it's only like a 6-part, 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like a little one-off, one season. Here it is, one and done, just to see how. I'm gonna think about shit that they haven't done a lot. Snow, small town, but a small town where it's an actual thriving town where you break off to little different full communities, like suburb little communities. And that is something that when I watch Fear the Walking Dead, this most recent episode, that is something that for me, it pulls me out and it feels like I'm watching people setting up shots, You have these different shots and the camera is purposefully there, and it's weird to explain because good camera work, you get lost in the movement, you forget the camera's there because it has that immersion. Well, Fear the Walking Dead for me, and this might only be for me and a few of you guys, but it breaks the immersion because you can see the camera placement is boom here to get the town in this specific angle. I mean, you know what would feel? One good example, I think, is a general example to help explain what I'm talking about. We see an image of zombies in the street, right? Winds blowing, it's in the dusty town and all that. And then we see an image of June and John Dory inside. But the zombies and the people are separate. It's edited and it's separate. So you see outside the point of view of what they see, and then you see them inside, and it has this breakaway thing. And they don't need to do this all the time, but what if the camera's more behind them as they're looking out, and we can see them through the window and we can see the zombie at the same time. And then as the camera pans around and they're talking, then you end up on the side where we're now focusing on John and them. But again, it has that immersion because you get the sense of the zombies actually out there in front. And then as the camera pans aside, you get that head on with the actors. There's so many times where they are doing walking shots and it just feels like it's a stationary camera here and it's to get this visual of the area, and it lacks this immersion. I might not be explaining it the best, but those are the things that I think a new third show would benefit from. These are the scenes that if somebody was like, okay, you're Mr. Know-It-All hotshot, and that's what gets difficult, or I mean, that's what gets a little difficult trying to explain what you would want to do, because it's my opinion, so I have to put myself in that position. So if someone was like, okay, put your money where your mouth is, you film it. Here's the budget. Here's what you do. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna think of things we haven't done before because I think that's what's fresh and that's what's needed. Like imagine following a character. Let's say Tristan is a character from Doomsday Kingdom. Let's say we have this scene. We're not even going to cover what it's about, but it's a tension scene and he's getting away from just zombies in the area. He's outside in the yard and he's followed by some zombies. He gets up to the door. He's trying to open the door. It's locked. So he's breaking the window, trying not to cut himself. He breaks the window, but the glass kind of slices him. So he wraps up his thing. At the same time, the zombies are getting closer. And then he clears the glass from the window, unlocks it just in time for him to get in and shut the door and then lock it. And the zombies are pounding at the window. More zombies come up to the doorway, and then we track him now through the house. Maybe he's looking for something to wrap on the wound, and then maybe even looking for food or a weapon, and then we see more zombies and this, that, and the third. So then he jumps through a window, gets out the one side, and again, we're not doing all these different cuts and staying in that one set piece. We watch him now hop a fence in another yard, and maybe there's a zombie on the ground, and we go through another house, and then out another area, and through another yard, down the street a little bit. Maybe it's even down like just a dirt road a ways, and then we break off into a trailer park, and we're all like doing track and shit like that. You don't need to do that only. But I feel like Fear the Walking Dead and even The Walking Dead at times have these certain set pieces where they don't do that in a way where you don't have these gripping, immersive scenes. When I think if they did do that, it would be pretty friggin' amazing. And it would have that immersion and just like a wow factor. And even for something simple that is elevated because of the immersion. You know what I mean? We've seen people go and scavenge and there's zombies around. We've seen it. But if you do it in a way where it has heightened immersion, an environment looks cool and you get that good visual and the good flow and yada, yada, yada. I think that trumps what is being done now, currently. What are you doing, weirdo? Chris Stanley, thank you very much for the dono. I've heard through the grapevine that Morgan might get a death. Thoughts on that? I mean, my thought is that's stupid. You brought him in, you kicked Madison out, and just to kill him off, I think that's terrible.
Guys, should he shave his beard or not? I'm saying yes.
I think Morgan dying, it would probably be the for real, listen guys, I'm done. Not even for the channel. Not even for the channel. To be honest, the move is going to force me to have to step away from the channel for at least 2 straight weeks. And again, that's better than 6 months. So at least 2 straight weeks. It's going to have no videos, no live streams. And again, that's sometimes towards the end of July. Mid-July, end of July, something like that. 2 or 3 weeks at the most. And one thing I am planning on heavily is to just say, fuck it, and I'm going to really focus on all that shit talk about building up the channel with polished content that I've been talking about for like 2 years now. It's going to force me to start working on that content. So, we are moving away from following news as it breaks. We're only going to cover like the main new important stuff. we're going to try our best. If there's some really like epic stuff to talk about and discuss, then we're going to talk about it. But we're going to stay far away from prediction videos as much as possible. Those, I can tell you right now, if you love them, I'm sorry. We might do a few here and there, like trailer breakdowns and trailer discussions. Absolutely, those are kind of fun to do. But afterwards, we used to do like a prediction and theory video almost every other day. We're going to break away from those heavily. I mean, if you're interested in those, you have a channel called Movie Idol. They seem to be going strong with doing that type of content, and The Walking Dead. Trev's Chan is another one. I'm trying to think. I think there's a lot of people going away from The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. I know I've watched a bunch that I think most of everyone stopped doing that content. I don't want to make sure I don't forget anybody, but you guys still have that out there. But my channel is going to move towards content that doesn't expire, like prediction videos and shit like that. No one watches them. I've talked about this thousands of times. I want to go into breaking down episodes, so that's coming up finally. And again, that's at the end of July, pushing into the new place. Just bought Doomsday Kingdom number 3 digital. Thanks, Ronnie. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Anyone out there who is new to Doomsday Kingdom, we're about to release issue 4. So if you want to go cop issue 1, 2, and 3, you can buy them and read them right this second on the website digitally through a PDF file. Excuse me. It's doomsdaykingdom.com. Those digital sales are going to help a lot, because we're going to use the money from digital to purchase the physical copies of issue 4 to put on the website really, really soon. We're even looking at new printers and getting, some type of better deal, because right now, if we stick with the current printer, we won't be able to sell single issues for cover price. We'll have to only sell after the initial release. We'll have to sell signatures only, because we're paying more than what the cover price is. And with that kind of setup, we just can't do it, because we're paying $4 just to print the damn thing and have it shipped to us, and then we're selling it for $4. So it's too difficult. But we're looking into other printers as well, so hopefully that'll take the burden off, so we'll be able to do that. And thank you very much for the Father's Day wishes. I appreciate that. Howling Wolf says, all Morgan has to do to deal with the kids, if they are real crazy, is just let them read The Art of Peace, and the situation will take care of itself. It's jinxed. It might be. What else today? Okay, I got that one. Wait, hold on. Did I miss one? Hold on. I could have sworn. Oh, yeah, we need to check the straw poll. Let me check that straw poll real quick. For those who want to get a last minute vote in, the link is in the video description. Go ahead and click on that. We're about to check the poll to see if you guys like this episode. Has Comic Rick's set in for you yet? Theft? Is it? I'm not going to read comic stuff out for those who haven't, but I hate it. It's set in and I hate it. I hate it. Absolutely. All right, chill it. Don't. I'm hot. Juliet, are you hot? I feel like it's 1,000 degrees in here. All right, let me just do the straw poll. I was trying to see who was talking to me and who was just talking to each other in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a meh. I'm going to take off my webcam real quick, and I'm just going to vote meh, because I didn't hate it. I didn't like, only for a minute because I need it right back. Go ahead, but when I'm done, I want it back. I'm going to vote meh. I wasn't really in the way. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, wow. Okay, so we got 50% with a like. So the like, wow, look at that. 50% hit a like. So there was definitely a better response to this episode. We have 25% with a love, 18% with a meh, and then 5% with a dislike, and then 0% with hate. I'll be honest, I'm actually blown away. I'm shocked stupid with this type of poll. I did not think it was going to get hate. However, I thought meh was going to overwhelm. I thought it was going to be, I mean, they didn't do anything. I did like the Western vibe and John shooting off the guns, but again, the camera angles and the interactions, it felt so uninspired by the books. I don't know. It just felt like a meh. I'm actually really shocked to see it's 50% plus 20. Yeah, that's a 75% positive. I'm blown away. I mean, if you guys are loving it, that's what's up. You know, it is, because then we'll get more content. It helps the franchise overall, but I'm shocked. I didn't think it was going to get hate, but I didn't think it was going to get that much. I mean, nothing happened. We didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like, we stayed in a town. He's following Sherry. I mean, what were they even doing there? Oh, weren't they looking for Al? I don't know. Yeah, I got plenty of videos up about the Walking Dead comics and the recent story. So if anyone has any, interest in my thoughts and opinions, it's right there. Dude, guys, with a $2 dono. Thank you very much, homie. Hey, bro, this is the best I could do for now. Nah, don't worry about it. Everything adds up and helps in a big way. Episode 7 was boring and completely filler. Episode 8 was crap besides the last 5 minutes. And then, what are we talking about? Yeah, again, I don't know. I'm trying to read conversations that are already in mid-stride. So it's like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Dwight's character, redemption. I mean, that seems like the most logical step. Dwight has an incomplete character arc. And, I mean, listen, if we break down Dwight's redemption character arc, it did go full circle with Negan and all that and yada, yada, yada. But it didn't get the complete conclusion. It was, okay, it's coming around to the full redemption conclusion, and then Daryl just chops it off, and he's like, get out of here. And then they moved him over to Fear. So it would have to be that we saw you in a redemption way, but you betrayed someone it was easy to betray. The guy who burned your face, the guy who took your wife. It wasn't like that it was that difficult of a decision. You know what I mean? So we would need to see the completion of that arc where Dwight is living the redemption. You know what I mean? I hope I explained that good. Sometimes I watch this back and I'm like, I should have worded that better because that's not exactly what I meant. But I feel pretty certain I think you guys understand what I mean. I think that should be his focus, living it. I don't want to play Fortnite tonight, Aaron P. Tonight's not going to be a long night. We're going to cut it down. I was actually going to pop on some Days Gone. However, I went to take my daughter out to eat for dinner tonight, and my car just blew up. So, luckily, I think it's something small. It was a fan belt. Got shredded up. I think something seized. One of the whatchamacallit seized up and then knocked the fan belt out of whack and took a chunk out of it. So I'm going to try to get that fixed in the morning, but it's going to be first thing in the morning. So we're going to be shutting this down really, really soon. Probably within the next 20 minutes or so. So no, there's not going to be any Fortnite Aaron P. There's going to be so much Walking Dead universe content in 2020. I'm hyped. Movie season 10, third show, issue 200. You know, and here's a funny thing is I'm not hyped. I don't give a fuck, you know? And it's not because I'm not excited for the franchise. It's because part of me starting to feel like if it's backed by AMC, we're always going to have people on the side of the fucking road or tarps covering up backgrounds. It's always going to be suffocated by the fucking budget. I'm sick of getting hyped for something that is suffocated by the budget. I'm fucking tired of it. Can we have some shit where people are in an environment that actually looks like something that's not, hey, we don't have a budget, so let's go out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Can we have something visual that's different than that? For the love of fucking God, something. This is supposed to be a franchise that brings in fucking huge, big bucks. Massive money. Why can't you buy a plot of land, a rectangular plot of land, and build up a front that looks like its own suburb area with the way that they have home designs and this, that, and the third? You can even have rotating houses to make certain streets completely different. You can even have some different structures to the way you set it up. You can actually not just tear it down or only use it once, but you can even shift things around. You have your own fucking acres and acres of shit where you can tell people not to cut the grass, let it grow, because you own the shit, let it grow in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they don't just, and then you can even, in the off season when you're not filming, you can even have tours coming and have people going through the area, showcasing this. You know what I'm saying? And again, that might seem like, oh, maybe that is impossible to do, but I just kind of feel like with all this money, you would think they would be able to buy at least something. You know, at least something where you can have, maybe even just for the season, have something that looks like it is somewhere that, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I want to find locations so I can show you what I mean. It's hard to do it without being like, look here, you know. Even in Days Gone, like just that video game. Oh, hold on. We got some donos that came in through PayPal. It must have been... What the fuck is this doing? I don't know. It's so fucking frustrating. Even, like I said, with the Days Gone, I will record little clips and show you guys what I mean by that, but you get these little towns and shit, and you can go right through the town. And even having stuff like that, right through the town, a backwoods, different cutoff area. You have, a video game, it looks more lively than what we got in Fear the Walking Dead. It's like, okay, here's a fucking street no one uses. Let's just film on the side of that. Chris Taus with a $5 dono. Happy Father's Day. It's great seeing you on live stream. Thank you very much for the dono. I appreciate that support, homie. I think we had something else. Oh, that's for the comic. Never mind. Something came in that was for Doomsday Kingdom. I just looked at it quick and thought it was Dono. What else we got? I think Chris had something. Oh, $11.89 Paris with a $10 donation. I got the timeline at 6 months before season 9 premiere. 7 months before Rick is taken away by the helicopter people. Do you see Fear merging into the Rick movies at some point? Well, I don't think it needs to. If it merges, it takes one away. And the Rick movies are staying. That's the new thing. So if they were going to get rid of the Fear show, I don't know if it... I don't know if... And again, we don't know where the whole franchise is going. So this might be something that they have planned and they're ready for. But right now, I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know if they need to do that. I don't think it's a good idea. Imagine how many people. No, I think that's terrible. I think that's such a terrible idea. I think fear needs to keep itself fear. The Walking Dead needs to stay The Walking Dead, and the Rick movies need to just stay the Rick movies. Enough of this merge and crap. I don't understand what the point of the merge and crap is. And again, it's not a storyline where it's like, oh, okay, this makes sense why it's merging. No, all you would do is you'd be pulling characters from one show to put them into another show just for the sake of it, you know? But again, we need to see more of what they're doing with the group that took Rick. I don't even know if there's a name for them. So this season's villains are kids. I can't take fear seriously. Worst villains ever. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. I got, they were using this as like a distraction technique just to be left alone. I'm hoping there's like an actual villain hidden underneath because, again, I didn't like that idea either. Nick Jones says, I think the season takes place when Rick gets taken. I mean, it really doesn't matter unless they go to a direct connection, but a few months before Rick gets taken, right around when Rick gets taken, I mean, it really doesn't matter. It's a roundabout. I doubt it's going to go into Rick being taken because, like I said, that's stuff that needs to go into the Rick movies and not fear. Hey, Ronnie, where are you moving to? Well, I'm not moving out of the state, so, there. I don't know how to say it. It's still Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm just moving to a different apartment. How's that? Different neighborhood. Who shot at John and June? I was assuming it was Dwight the whole time, which, again, that didn't make any sense, but... No, it's only a year after All Out War. Yeah, Dwight did say it's a year. Like I said, I really don't care. It's somewhere around. I'm good with thinking it's somewhere around this point to this point. You guys in the comments section, you can come up with your own where you think it's at, If you guys want to think it's here, go for it. I personally could care less. Unless the story gets to a point where that actually matters for the story, then I'll be like, oh, all right. It's, a month before Rick gets taken or when Rick gets taken or 7 months before. Have you seen Tom Hanks in the video Best Friends Forever on YouTube? No. He's looking like season 9 Rick. Oh, no shit. I'll have to check that out. The Walking Dead stitches out their storylines way too much boring filler. Stretches out. Yeah, I mean, we had a whole episode of just... nothing this episode. I mean, again, I didn't get it. Just Dwight looking for Sherry runs into them, and I don't even remember what Alicia and Morgan. I know they're looking for Althea, and whatever her name is, and they're trying to get the kids on a radio. I don't know. Will you keep streaming Fear? You seem meh about it. If it doesn't pick up, I'm probably gonna end it. I see no reason keeping it going. We are 3 episodes in. Another episode or 2, it would have to pick up like big time, I think, in another episode or 2. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if we should keep it going with Fear the Walking Dead. We might keep it in the intro of the live stream and be like, hey, Fear is on. What'd you guys think about it? And then we'll move right on to topics like I discussed before, where we'll break down what happened in pop culture that week that's up and coming, kind of like a wrap up, so that way that would make up for what we would normally talk about throughout the week. XL made a good point. He said, do you think it would have made more sense if Sherry was with Alpha because of the symbol she keeps leaving? What other reasons could she have for leaving? Keep leaving where she is? Well, the symbol is supposed to be like internal love. Oh, at least that's what I got from it, because it was I love you forever. It was in one of those notes. And then that symbol for her is the infinity symbol. That's what she's writing. Alpha's is different. It's the Ouroboros, where it's the snake eating its own tail. Yes, it's twisted into the infinity. Again, that's different than infinity. Sherry's just simply writing the infinity symbol. Alpha's is the Ouroboros. Again, the snake eating its own tail. However, they do look exactly alike if you're looking at just the infinity one. But I think they're completely different. Again, this is only my opinion. One being infinity, one's the Ouroboros. And then I think Scott Gimple simply puts that in there for YouTubers to make videos on, for fans to go nuts with theories, and it keeps it relevant. This is something that they sprinkle into entertainment nowadays, obviously, because it keeps interest alive. People talk about it on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. I think it was dropped into the show simply because. And again, they've done that before. We already caught them. They used the symbol A for a lot of things. The helicopter, the terminus. They used it for Alexandria with the red A. They used it for Carol. They mean different things at different times. They are not all interconnected into one conspiracy. That's not at all true. They individually mean different things, but they keep using it because they know fans go online and create these crazy different theories, and it keeps the franchise relevant and alive in the online discussion and in the online communities. I think the same thing applies to Sherry's symbol. It was made to look very similar to Alpha's just to keep some discussion going in the fan base. At least there's John Dory. I really enjoy his character and his lines. I like John Dory. I like the actor, so, I wish they would do more, something different, I should say, with him. And again, not different because I don't want them to change what they're doing with them, but I would like something that feels a little more, that has its hooks in a little more with some type of plot that I find enjoying. Let's do live stream, like in real life day as the life of Ronnie Hayes. I'm not doing that, brother. I don't even know how I would do that at this time because I'm not gonna do a live stream in my real life. What do? Keep running back and forth to, you know what I'm saying? Unless maybe I use my phone. I've never done it before, but I would have to pretty much live stream on my phone and hold it around, or I'm not gonna do that, Aaron. Again, unless I come up with an idea where, okay, maybe we can use the phone and I have this type of stand and it wouldn't be so clunky, because a day in the life would be, a live stream would be kind of stupid unless I'd be able to set it down and get some stuff done, And again, it's not going to be any day. I would want to pick a day where we're actually doing something interesting. Could Kim Dickens get Dickens? Yeah, sure, why not? Make Sunday night a video game live stream while you talk about the disaster that is Fear the Walking Dead. We tried that and no one showed up. People saw the video game stuff and they wanted Fear the Walking Dead, and they waited till after. I know we did that twice, I think. And there was like 200 people who waited for after. And they were like, I thought I was here for The Walking Dead. And we were like, well, we talked about it during the gaming. And they were like, I didn't know, or I didn't want to watch the gaming. So I'm not doing that. It will likely just discuss it and then go into something else. Even if we did it, because we are intertwining video game stuff here and there. Even if we did that, maybe we would just do an intro discussing it. And then we'd get into whatever video game stuff we're showing off. The same set because, of course, the John Dory character is from Deadwood, with a nod to it when he says, my old stomping grounds. What's her name's in Deadwood as well? Madison, the actress Kim Dickens. What's up with all these child villains? It's not interesting at all. I have no idea. I don't find it interesting at all. I meant actor, sorry. Have you seen any of the videos by a guy who goes by Study to Craft? He breaks down The Walking Dead and other shows from the perspective of a film writer. They're pretty good. No, I have not. Let me... if I get some time, I know you guys... If you guys have any other recommendations, I'm going to be having to watch some. You know what? I might be watching a bit of Dexter for a while, but I'll write that down and check it out. What did you say? From the perspective of a film writer, I'm always interested in script writing and the industry and shit like that, storytelling. So I'll take a look at that vlog. You guys want a vlog? We got some coming up. With the move, I'm gonna have to. I recorded one the other day, and I was like, they don't want to watch this. I'm not that interesting, you know. Have you ever played Banjo-Kazooie? No, that sounds familiar. You think they'll use pikes in Fear the Walking Dead? I hope not. Ron, you're awful cynical today. I don't know. I'm not in like a happy-go-lucky mood. I mean, maybe that's showing off. Listen, I didn't enjoy Fear. I'm not in a happy-go-lucky mood. My car broke down. I mean, we couldn't even leave to go get food. My dumbass waited to go food shopping, so it was a whole ordeal. I'm not having a good day, you know? I don't know. I don't mean to sound cynical. Unless it's something where I mean to sound cynical. Then I definitely mean it. Do you think the villain leader from the biker gang from season 3 that was in the wheelchair? No, I don't think anyone is coming back like that. Have you thought about doing a GoFundMe for some of the moving expenses? No, I don't need any money for moving expenses. That's not going to be a problem. I'm going to get a head start and take a little by little. Yeah, the moving expenses wasn't a problem at all. I can afford that. That's not really a big deal. Besides, I try to do as much as I can myself. As far as the internet was the reason why we had a 24-hour live stream. But like I said, I'm not going to ask for donations when I think we got it covered already. We got, I think we had $1,400 come in already for that 24-hour stream. And we have a new internet company that's coming out that's going to put a line in that is nowhere near what the other company. The other company tried charging us $5,000, and that was, CenturyLink. They tried charging us $5,000 to install a internet line. You know what I mean? But luckily, we found a new provider. It's actually Spectrum. We have them here. Well, apparently they either were putting in a line or they are just putting in a line now, and they need to add extra line. They're putting in an extra 800 feet, I think they said, and that line will make it to where we're at. And again, it's not like people think it's out. I think it's out in the middle of nowhere for me personally, but people think it's somewhere where nothing's around. It's not. It's literally off of Main Street, but the problem is, for whatever reason, there's internet here, and the one street that goes down like this, it ends halfway down and starts again halfway down. So there's this one little area that has a dead zone. You can't even get anything on your phone when you go through that dead zone. So, but that looks like it's all squared away. So money isn't going to be an issue. I'm good on that. I don't want to ask for anything unless it was absolute desperation. I think we're looking good right now. I love you, bro. I've been watching you for 4 years. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Superhero Cop Vlogs. I appreciate that. Someone said something about Dwight. Dwight said he's been on the road for a year, been looking for any type of car, has notes in them for half a year. So basically that meets up with The Walking Dead. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. I don't mean to be dismissive on the timeline stuff. I know what I feel. I'm just reading out what you're saying. I don't even know how to react to that. Yeah, I agree. I still want to keep a little buffer. Like I said, mainly because I really don't care about the timeline thing. So, but I agree with you. He's been on the road for a year. We know some time has been passing. The trip from Washington to Texas is huge, so I don't think it's realistic for him to keep finding clues to find Sherry. I bet he never finds her. He already made a mistake with the car. I don't think he's going to find her, simply because I don't know if the actress is coming back. Uh, wait. Megapath Presents is mad about Fear Season 5 is because he misses Michonne's mom. Who's Michonne's mom? Oh, that bitch? Nah, I'm good on that. I'm glad she's gone. AMC Premiere lets you watch new Fear the Walking Dead episodes 48 hours early. You think they are preparing to do this for The Walking Dead 2? I would hope not, but I don't really care what they do. How's the man bun so far? I don't have a man bun right now. I haven't seen the Doctor Sleep trailer. I'll have to check it out though. Jet looked good on Cinemax. Caught the pilot interesting. I haven't heard of that either. What's your favorite character arc in Fear the Walking Dead 4+ seasons? I don't have any. I just don't have any. I love you too, Aaron P. Thank you very much for the support. What other shows we review this year? Would love to hear your thoughts on Ozark when it returns this year. Well, listen. I'm going to make another drink. We'll go another 15, 20 minutes, but I probably will not be reviewing other shows or movies. And I say that with a caveat here because we are going to be discussing other shows and movies, but we're not going to be reviewing them, especially not like we've been doing with The Walking Dead or Better Call Saul, where I watch an episode and then we do like a review. There's something that I've been dying, and like I said, this is something I've been talking about for 2 years now. There's something that I've been dying to do, and I really hope in that 2 to 3 weeks I'm going to have, where I don't know if we're even going to have the internet set up and ready, and I'm obviously going to have to be moving and setting up the new place, and there's other things I have in that time where it's going to be difficult for me to get videos done. But I really want to spend as much time as I can finally starting on those videos, those deeper dives, in-depth ones. And once that starts, it will transition over to more of those and less of just simply a talking head about it. I think you'll see, because it's a mixture of that with images, clips, pictures from the shows. After just watching Dexter, if I was on the roll, I would have already made a video or started making a video on Dexter. It's an older one, it is, but there's something about the pilot episode I've been meaning to discuss, and I think that would have made for a really good video. But Ozark will likely be on the list. And again, it's different but similar. So you'll get a more in-depth review, better polished, but it won't go per episode. Maybe that's a better way to explain it. Do you have any favorite movies or shows on Netflix? Dark is awesome. I couldn't get into Dark. I'll be honest. I could not get into that. I Am Mother was good too. I'm just going to have to start making a list. I'll be honest. I don't even remember what I watch on Netflix or HBO, or, you know what I mean? Once in a while, like Chernobyl, okay, that's HBO. But oftentimes I'm like, did I Redbox this, or did I watch this on Netflix, or did I rent it on YouTube or Amazon? I don't, off the top of my head, I don't even know. Except for things that you guys already heard of, like Stranger Things, obviously. Did you like any of the announcements of E3? Keanu Reeves is going to be your sidekick in Cyberpunk 2077. I can't think of any E3 announcements that got me really excited. I don't share the same excitement for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm very interested in playing it. I'm also very skeptical at the same time, but I'm willing to definitely give it a shot when it releases. Chris Stanley, thank you very much for the donation. Are you going to watch The Watchmen on HBO? I've heard the haters, but am interested. Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails is doing the soundtrack from what I heard. Am I going to watch it? Probably, yeah. Probably. When is that coming out anyway? Superhero cop vlogs. I actually already watched Daredevil on Netflix, and I reviewed, uh, I'm pretty sure every episode so far, or at least every season. I think one of the seasons, I think I did every episode, but I have watched and reviewed Daredevil already. Ronnie, have you ever seen a Siberian film? Question mark. If not, would you watch it? Yeah, sure. Wait, seen a Siberian film? Yeah, I'd watch uh, foreign films. I'm not picky with that. I would definitely watch foreign films. Love Ozark. Ozark's definitely interesting, especially season one. I think no, you know what? I think I did enjoy season two more than season one. But Ozark, I give that a high recommend. Yeah, Blondie. So excited about the deeper intos. You make me think in ways that I wouldn't on my own. Here's something I did want to discuss for the deeper intos. One thing that was, for those who aren't aware, I was going full stop or full blown like a maniac trying to get them done. And that's when I ran into an internet problem where I couldn't pull footage for the deeper intos because my internet was stuck and throttled at 1.7 megabytes per second, which if I tried to watch anything on the internet to pull clips, it was always pixelated. And that lasted for months. So that knocked me off my game. But also in between there, I was trying to add too much to the deeper intos because it got out of hand essentially. I wanted to add every bit of information to them. And I think moving forward, we're going to keep them simpler where the deeper into the Walking Dead companion videos will be simply breaking down the episode and what it's telling us, the Easter eggs, what's there. But a lot of that other trivia that's not connected to what you're getting from it, a lot of that stuff is going to be saved for a separate type of video. And I think that's going to help greatly, immensely in certain ways because there's certain things where what would be a good example where let's just say for example they filmed in episode 2 and episode 3 they filmed in the same location but they just totally redressed it. Before we would put as much information as possible, but now we're going to take those lesser known facts and put them in a separate video, and instead we're going to simply focus on the story. Because what was throwing me off even writing the scripts is we're focusing on the story, but then we're jumping away from the story to focus on trivia. And as much as I loved packing everything into one, I think it's going to help us moving forward because it'll help me to get them out even faster and quicker and better and polished and tighter, and then just add the trivia to separate type of videos that will come out as well, sometimes alongside them. What do you think about Santa Clarita Diet being canceled? I think that sucks. I like that. What? What?
Can we mute the mic?
Give me 1 second, guys. All right, sorry guys. BK Born 8315 with a $10 dono. Happy Father's Day, bro. Hope you enjoyed today with Juliet. Quick question: did you watch Nosferatu? I finished it on AMC Premiere and thought it was okay. No, I haven't seen it yet. How many episodes is it? You said you finished it. Do you mean just a pilot episode, or was it only like a mini series, like 2 or 3 episodes? I haven't seen it yet though. Excuse me. Thank you very much for the $10 dono. Not sure, pretty soon at Makepath Presents. Have you seen the new series called Swamp Thing? It's pretty good. I haven't seen that either. 7 or 8. I don't know what you mean by that. Which one's better? Tie. How long have you been on? Sorry I'm late. About an hour and 10 minutes. I think you'd like Killing Eve, BBC America and AMC. That'd be question. I mean, I've watched a couple trailers. I didn't find anything interesting with the trailers, but you never know. Sometimes you see a trailer and you're like, that's not for me. And you watch it and you're like, oh shit, okay, that is good. Michael McMullen with a $5 dono. Do you think the horror genre is dying, or will we get some decent horror movies next year? I don't think the horror genre is ever going to die. I think trends and fads kind of seep into and hold the genre hostage for a little while, and then someone comes along and, you know, puts it in check and gives us something, and then people try to copy that until it gets twisted and you know, demented again and changed. No, the name of the movie is called A Siberian Film, and it's supposed to be very taboo. Oh, I'll look it up then. I never heard of it.
I don't need any anymore.
You don't? Morgan and Dwight never met on the original Walking Dead show. Well, just because I don't remember them ever meeting or having a conversation, but just because they never were on screen, if they weren't, doesn't mean they didn't meet each other off screen. So I would have to say that that would count. You know, off screen would count. Slizzle 2290. Why is my... What happened? I never sent out my fucking whatever. Yeah, what's up with my chat? My chat isn't refreshing. Slizzle just sent a whatchamacallit and it's not showing up. Is it delayed? Oh well, I don't even know what's going on there. I see on my Streamlabs, the chat is moving. People are talking, new comments are coming in. But if you guys can see on my page, nothing's happening. No one's talking, nothing's moving. What is going on? All right, oh yeah, we already checked. Oh, like takes over. What? All right, let me refresh this here. For some reason, YouTube, there it is. YouTube wasn't letting my chat go through. That's fucking dumb. Way to win, YouTube. Way to win it. Anyway. Yeah, I gotta tell you, you guys spoiled the shit out of me. I gotta look and double check. Actually, where's my... Juliet took my phone. I gotta double check the shipping. Somebody sent me a NECA present, and the shipping says it's gonna be here tomorrow, and I'm beyond like, you guys are just so fucking cool. Because, with the move and all, I was figuring, well, that and the car and other things, I'm like, you know what? I got to take a break for a while of any and all types of collectibles. And people have come out of the woodwork with stuff. I'm going to do my best to try to get some of it reviewed, but someone sent something in where they were like, you don't even need to review it. I want to show it off, though, because I can't wait. What? No.
Yeah, it's not there. And I see the
I'll
box
be
I
out
put
in a
it
minute.
It said,
I'll be out in a minute
it said
then.
kitchen and crossed out bath.
I'll be
That's
out in a
the
minute
box.
then.
Love you.
Love you. Good luck packing. Try not to stress too much, Matt. Can't wait to see the new place. I used to move every, 3 to 6 months. And it was before I had a kid. I'd get up and I'd go, and it was like nothing, I think when I was 23, I moved like 30 or 40 times. Like, no bullshit. Like, straight packed up everything, moved, yada, yada, yada. And then even moving down here, I still moved a lot. Just because when we moved, there was a whole mix-up with the apartment wasn't ready, and then they denied me because of my background, so we had to look for somewhere else. It got all screwed up. We had to stay in a temporary place for a year or maybe half a year, something like that. I forget. But I think from companies sending stuff in to review, you guys sending stuff in, and then me buying a few things, maybe more than a few the one year. Yeah, I'm packing up and I'm thinking, I'll be real with y'all. I might not unpack it until I buy a house. You know what I mean? Which, Lord knows when the fuck that's going to be. But I'll be straight up with y'all. I don't think I'm going to unpack. Not everything. Not even close to everything. I might leave a couple Predator things out. Last of Us. Fuck. I think I might rotate. When people send in stuff to review or gifts come in, I might rotate it behind me and just that's fucking it. Because I can't do it. Because I know the place we're moving to, it's only a temporary. We're only moving there until this house opens up. And it's only a rental. So it's not like we're owning it. And it'll either be by the end of the year or next year sometime. And I don't fucking know. I don't want to stay in Raleigh, North Carolina, though. I don't want to live. Whoa. I don't want to live here. I don't want to live here. I just don't like the weather. I don't like the area. I don't like how people drive. I don't like the food, the pizza. I don't like it, man. How do the makeup artists always get Dwight's scar to look exactly the same each time? Well, I only know this from behind the scenes stuff and other shows and movies, but what they'll do is they'll make a prosthetic that is applied and it looks identical and they reuse it. They would have doubles, triples, or backups, so they would reuse it and then they would match up the edges, blend them in to the flesh. Oh, yeah.
I passed it so many times, like, where is it? And it look, like, let's pretend it's my phone.
Yeah.
Where is it, man?
I believe it. I love you, but you're terrible finding stuff. I've always said that, even when you were little. You'd be in bed and you're like, Dad, I can't find my pillow.
Oh my god.
I'd be like, really, bruh?
You're sleeping on it.
Anyway, love you too. So yeah, that's how the makeup, from what I've seen behind the scenes stuff. Would you take a full-grown Mako shark as a pet? No, hell no. Will Fear the Walking Dead explain how Dwight got his face burned during the time skip in the next episode? I don't see a reason why they would. Yeah, that's got to be a troll question because that don't make any sense. He's always had his face burned. Are you a fan of J.R.R. Tolkien? No. I mean, I've seen the movies that got made, but other than that, I don't read the books or nothing, so I have to say I'm not a fan, but I did enjoy those movies, so, move to Arizona. I don't know anything about Arizona. I'm definitely, listen, the place I moved to actually put down roots, I'm gonna look up wherever has the best fall. That's it. That's all I want. That's my main thing. Affordable housing, you know what I'm saying? Like something that's not too outrageous. I don't need a cluster. Like it's a cluster fucking Raleigh, North Carolina. But I want something that has a good fall. Like I want that chill in the air. I want the leaves to turn. I want a whole month of fall. Not this bullshit we have down here. This bullshit. I'm never going to Florida. That's not going to happen. I've been down to Florida and I could not wait to leave Florida. The air is so thick and that humidity, I can't do it. Do you think Stranger Things will be better in season 3 than season 2? Again, that's a tricky one. One thing that makes me nervous about Stranger Things are the actors. There are kids coming up, but let's be real. We know how it is for people with a lack of life experience getting fame and fortune. It just goes to their fucking heads. So I'm just hoping the kids stay cool as shit, at least until they wrap up Stranger Things. You can grow up to be a douchebag after, but just get the series wrapped up with a full conclusion before you go all like fuckwad, with your humility, humbleness and shit like that. I don't know. Again, it could be. I've seen like clips and stuff, and it could be shit taken out of context, but sometimes I'm even afraid to watch some interviews. I've seen some and I'm like, okay, they seem cool as shit, but I've seen some and I just got to thinking sometimes actors need to understand, they're not as special as they think they are, and they need to just appreciate what they got. Because you could have put anybody in any one of those roles, and Stranger Things as a whole would have been bomb. Take any one of those actors, just one. If you replace the whole cast, it might have fallen apart for sure. But you take any single one character out, and it would always be what it is now. It would because it's the writing, the story, how it's filmed and crafted, and even the casting comes into play. So sometimes I don't know. And the reason why I'm saying I don't want that to interfere with the storytelling is a lot of times you see these things where, actors will argue for more roles or a romantic role because they want to do this or this, or, they want more of an action, and it seeps into that. Once you watch a lot of behind the scenes, you'll see a lot of actors where it goes to their head and they want this, and this, and it fucks up shit. I'm just hoping they stay cool and humble, get the whole completed story, 4 to 5 seasons, and then finish it off, and it stays like a great show. Because for me personally, season 1 and 2, it's something special. I just hope season 3 is special, even though they ripped off our cover. I'm just putting it out there. You can't convince me they did not. Fuck out of here. I gotta show you. Actually, I don't know if I still have it. For those who are like, what are you fucking talking about? Oh, I still have it. Watch this. There's no way they didn't jack our cover. Look, we released this years ago. Maybe a year ago. Doomsday Kingdom issue 2, Fireworks and Fevers. About 2 years ago, I think we showed this off. Because we did this before issue 1's cover. Because this was going to be one of the main promos. But it's fireworks in the background. It's the main character with his son. Fun fact for those who don't know. It is a son on the cover. I only changed it to a daughter just to be like, oh, well, I have a daughter, so I'm just going to change it. A lot of people think I wrote it there because I have a daughter, but I changed it to a daughter last minute. His father's son on the cover, it doesn't really mean anything, and I'll explain it in the commentary. I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but the gender of the child doesn't matter. So I just quick and switched it, like literally at the very last moment when the artist was going to draw it. It was always originally going to be a father and son. Anyway, and then you have the creeps in the background as the threat. Well, look at this. You got fireworks. You got the characters, holding hands. You got people pointing at the fireworks. The father's pointing at the fireworks. And then you have the creature threat in the background. You can't tell me. You can't fucking tell me someone either saw this cover or because I designed this cover, even though the artist gets all the credit for drawing it and it looks fucking amazing, especially look at those fireworks. I designed that cover, so I at least get some credit for designing it. Because a company like Stranger Things, whoever they hired to do the promotion and marketing, came up with an identical cover. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Give me some props somewhere. Where's my fucking royalty check, Stranger Things? You motherfuckers, and they ripped off our cover. I ain't mad. I'm teasing. I really don't care. It looks cool as shit, you know? And that looks identical. I do have my phone here. Shoot, move to Wisconsin. I don't know anything about Wisconsin. Minnesota. We've got 4 seasons of weather, no tornadoes or earthquakes. Just saying, I'm from Rhode Island, where we've got great pizza here. Like Disney. Yeah, I might end up moving back, up north a little ways. I'm not built for the South. Link to Rick poster, question mark. What Rick poster? That's a Rick towel, if that's what you're talking about. I live in New Jersey, and tomorrow's video, I'll have it. I don't, unless Ethan, if you're in the chat, put that link in the chat, brother. I live in New Jersey and visit Pocono, Pennsylvania often. You should move back down here, bro. The weather is... If the fame goes to their heads and it affects their acting, won't they be fired and replaced? Well, that's not necessarily the case, especially if, let's say, they have this whole storyline planned out for a whole season and they show up, or maybe they've been dealing with it already for a season and they're working through the shit. It's not that easy when you have, like, 11, for example. You can't just replace 11. It changes the whole dynamic, and you can't recast. I would rather the show end, as much as I love it, because recasting doesn't work. It never works. I mean, maybe for some people, but I would rather not watch it than have them recasted, you know? But yeah, like I said, once you get the characters and the roots, it's not the same, because you take 11 out, it changes the dynamic. Even like a character like Will, I think maybe if Dustin gets out of hand, you can kill him off. Even Mike, if he gets out of hand, you can kill him off, but that changes the dynamic with 11 in such a huge way. You would have to try to focus on the father-daughter dynamic between 11 and Hopper, I would think, to make up for that void. Or just simply have her grow a closer bond and friendship with the rest of the group. The Walking Dead comic. How do you think Negan will react? Or what will he do when he finds out? You know what? I often find myself stumped at these kind of questions, because what type of reaction should he have? Other than verbally, like, oh, what, huh, yada, yada, yada. There's nothing he can do or say. So as far as a reaction for Negan, I think it's just going to be verbal. He'll say something, few lines here and there, and that's it. I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, and it's too humid and friggin' hot. Spring is like 2 weeks long and wore flip-flops all winter. Heck yeah. I like Wilmington, North Carolina. I really like Wilmington. I don't know if I want to live there permanently, though. Damn, they ripped you off. Right? Wait, upload is still 15, but with beamed fiber. Move to Laos? No thanks. How do you get strawberry scent when actual strawberries don't have a scent? Yes, they do. They smell like strawberries. Yeah, the season 9 Rick thing. We're going to have to put a link in the video description. It's going to be in the Matt Mail video coming up probably tomorrow. Wow, that looks like a ripoff. Damn, they got you gypped. I mean, listen, it wouldn't take much at all for something like that to happen. I know, like, me personally, I say it half joking, but in all reality, you know, people in marketing, they are people. They are fans. They are online. It wouldn't take much at all to maybe search different things for... you could just be on the internet searching anything, Stranger Things related, fans related, kind of get a vibe from fans. I mean, if you're into marketing and you want to expand your knowledge, you know, maybe looking at things online, we've reviewed a lot of Stranger Things stuff. So because of that, if something did come up, it could have showed one of my recommended videos with the cover. It could have caught someone's eye. They could have glanced at it. I mean, that's a real thing. That could have easily happened. I mean, fucking easily. But again, I say it half joking because it's very possible that somebody just had a similar idea. I mean, it's fucking dead on, though. You got to be on crack if you think that looks nothing like it. It's dead on. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking the same cover pretty much. The only thing missing is the monsters are different and there's more human beings in the background. And that's fucking it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're standing up, not sitting down. Other than that, it's fucking identical. But I don't really think they sat here and ripped the cover off. You know, but fuck. It's not like that there's any monetary shit. Like, I would never, even if I was rich, I would never sue. I don't give a fuck. It's not like that poster does anything for them or takes away from my cover. If anything, it gives us a little, like, I was able to transition into talking about my comic by showing how it looks like the Stranger Things poster, you know? Fuck it, you know what I mean? I do it half, like, goofing off. There's some people that are, like, serious about it. It's like, bro, calm down. Go to bed then, Aaron P. Have a good night. After the season, Stranger Things, don't you think people should move away? They said there's 5 seasons, so let's see what story they got. BK Born with a $5 dono. Nosferatu has 10 episodes while AMC is showing 1 episode a week. AMC Premiere has the entire season available. I thought it was pretty decent. Really? That's interesting. I wonder if that's something they're going to do more. Because, again, if they're moving towards having their own type of Netflix, that would be some incentive. Again, they would need more material, though. More content. Ronnie, can you articulate why you love the zombie apocalypse genre? Also, do you think that eventually all the types of stories you can make in one will get used up? Wait. Also, do you think that eventually all of the types of stories you can make in one will get used up in one by zombie apocalypse? Well, no. Just because of the fact you can use bits and pieces from stuff we've already seen and, you know, change it in a way where it feels new and different and fresh. As far as why I love the zombie genre so much, well, it would be a combination of things, but let's just start with the zombies themselves. Visually, and we're talking like at a distance, there's something about just having that threat, and we'll call them that threat. There's no thinking. You can't bargain with them. You can't barter with them. You can't talk them down from it. You can't talk them out of it. I love the escalation. How, maybe one isn't too bad. You round a corner. You get caught down a dead end. Instantly, the tension, the suspense, the danger starts rising. The more you have different atmospheres and areas you're in, will control. If you're in a wooded area, you're good to go. You fucking duck and dodge through trees, you make it out of there. But if you're doing that, but you get caught up on barbed wire, and then you get more and more showing up, it raises anything. Any little thing can raise the tension and suspense. Another thing is the fact that the apocalypse, where you get the modern day setting, but the old world has has essentially came down. And um, the best way would be to look at it as people living in the ruins of the old world, which is like our modern world now, but you're living in the ruins of that, restarting and learning how to live again amongst the ruins of modern day, but you always have those lingering threats. The way the zombies look themselves is something I love. I think it is fascinating. And you can have multiple different looks with zombies. For example, The Walking Dead, they got these white eyes. In Doomsday Kingdom, the eyes get jelly, and that's my comic for anyone new here. The eyes run out, and you get these like watery, teary kind of runny black grossness, this gunk coming from the eyes because the eyes dry up, and they look more like zombies. They have these empty eye sockets, so it's a totally different, I think, for the most part, than what we've seen a lot of times in the zombie genre. We see them have eyes. They either have eyes or yellow eyes or white eyes. Well, a lot of the zombies in Doomsday Kingdom have these empty, shriveled eyelids. The eyes kind of just gelled up and pussed out, and those different looks that you can utilize. Some zombies have these lips that shrink in and showing their teeth more. Some zombies have battle wounds, and it's the fact that you need to be precise when it comes to taking them out. Go for the head, and it's very specifically. I find it more interesting when it's a little more realistic. Like, people can get shot in the head, they can get hit in the head and survive that. A lot of times, or not a lot of times, but there are times where it's not fatal, where maybe it wouldn't be fatal for a zombie, Anyway, I think it is the full combination of those, in combination with the atmosphere, and that's different degrees and different ways it changes. A zombie lingering around on a sunny day, beautiful day, looks creepy in a different way than when it's rainy and foggy and you just see the zombie off in the distance shuffling about. I don't know, just that whole aura and vibe and atmosphere. It has a different creepy vibe in every single atmosphere, in every single season. And when done right, I fucking love it, I love post-apocalyptic movies and shows, but I gravitate more towards there being zombies. Like, I like The Road, but when I'm watching The Road, I often think, how much better would this be if there were zombies? You know what I mean? Because as interesting and as fun as it is, I want fucking zombies. I don't want just the world to end and people are walking around. A lot of times I get bored of that. I like some Beatles songs. Let me check out these. Do you like any Beatles songs? Whatever happened to Rayon is Rayon. He's still around. I believe on Twitter he posted a pic of him in Walker makeup. So I believe he would be in season 10. Or maybe that's old footage of him in season 9. But he was going out to Georgia as a zombie on the Walking Dead show, like legit. So I think that is fucking awesome. He was in one of the deeper into videos. I was getting footage of him for showing him off as a YouTuber who's in the show, but I'm almost positive he's working on season 10 as a zombie that we'll see on camera or maybe in the promotional footage, like posters and stuff. Check out City on a Hill. Only Alyssa W with a $5 dono. Happy Dad, Dan. Wait, Happy Dad Day. Plant roots in Maryland. You out to the south, not too far north, and fall spectacular. I'll have to look up Maryland. I've been to Maryland a few times. I used to go to Ocean City, Maryland. I just don't ever remember like the fall and whatnot. But I am definitely going to search, what areas in America have the best fall for real. I have no idea, Fox. I forgot to say Happy Father's Day, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. As well as all Matt fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, like a huge disaster came to destroy everything, and then a century passed or something about, and the story continues. A show like that would be good, like a timeline like Fallout. Zombie apocalypse showcase humans evolving socially. Meow Cat Bissy with a $2 dono. Thank you very much for the dono. Ronnie, I just graduated from college. Hot damn, that's fucking awesome. Congrats. Congrats for real. So they smell stuff? Question mark for spin spin. Well, you mean do the zombies, how do they smell? Or how do they attack? Something along the lines of that. Yeah, their eyes wouldn't be. And now keep in mind, this isn't like someone turns into a zombie and the eyes melt right away. This is for the more rotten ones. So keep in mind, because I know you're going to see some early on in the issues that have eyeballs, and you're going to be like, Ronnie, what were you talking about? It's a process. So yeah, let's say smell, hearing is a big one. Hearing is going to be a really big one. And again, that I can't get more into because there's different stages, and that's going to be revealed throughout the story. But yeah, smelling, hearing. Issue 4 is not out yet. It'll be out real soon, though. What about a post-apocalypse with vampires? If the story is good, I'm sure, but I'm not going to rush to see it. You know, the story would have to be mind-blowing. I'm not big on vampires. Ronnie, for some reason I can't super chat, but did you see the trailer for the Shining sequel? Looks badass with Ewan McGregor. No, I didn't even hear about that. Virginia along the Appalachian Mountains, just my opinion. Oh, I think you mean for an area to move to. Well, we're actually going to shut her down, though, chat. Any last questions coming in? Let me get rid of this. Any last questions? We're going to get ready to shut her down. If offered the right amount of money, would you direct a porno film? Fuck yeah, why not? I'm not religious or a prude, so I don't give a fuck. Especially if I don't gotta be in it, I don't give a fuck. I could direct the shit out of that. Oh yeah, wouldn't the smell in a walker be completely like human flesh or rotten flesh? That's hideous and unrealistic. How fear doesn't use that as a story element. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, wouldn't the smell in a walker will be completely like human flesh or rotten flesh? That's hideous and unrealistic. How fear doesn't use that as a story element. I don't know how you mean that for fear. D3V said, Ronnie, you was talking about fiber earlier and the 5K to get it. I'm just saying that there are other options. I'm an elected official, so I've been, all I can tell you is we called every single service provider out there, and no one would touch that area. I know one was doing working towards installing and getting. I don't know how that works. I'll be honest with you. I just assumed they had capabilities to get internet, because there is internet there. There's fucking high-speed internet. 5 minutes up the street, they have a local library. They got the fastest internet I've ever fucking seen. You know what I mean? It's right in the center of town. Anyhow, so apparently with that blind spot, the only company that had internet lines was CenturyLink, and their internet lines, according to the people who came out to fix it repeatedly, they are old. They haven't put any updated or new lines in, so they were old, like really old, and the internet was terrible. You can surf on the internet, and it would take like 5 minutes just to bring up one page. You can send emails, but that's about it. And then, anyway, so we called every single service provider, and we constantly got told no, we wouldn't go near it. And the only one that told us they were coming closer, this was like 2 or 3 years ago that we were trying to get internet in this area. Because like I said, my family lives out there. So now that we're moving out to that same location, now that the other internet provider is moving into town. So they're the ones who said, yeah, we're moving in, we can do this, whoop-de-whoop. But everyone I called said no. So I don't know what other options there are, brother. You know what I mean? You said fiber. I would fucking go nuts to get fiber. I would sign me up. Tell me how to do it. I tried. I mean, I don't know. I know with, I think even in Raleigh, there's areas that are on waiting lists. I know years ago they said everywhere in Raleigh would have fucking Google Fiber, and it's nowhere around. So I don't know how that works, to be honest. Ronnie, on the topic of Comic Rick. I don't think it's that simple. The Mark Shark. I don't think it's that simple. I think it's a combination of different things when it comes to the current comic storyline. But like I said, I still think it's a bad call. Like, if there's a zombie, wouldn't you smell him? Yeah. If you're a human, you would smell a zombie coming, especially if it was downwind. You know what I'm saying? And those are little things that I try to pick up on. Like lately, not lately, over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've been watching a ton of true crime, brutal murders, and this, that, and the third. And simply to listen to how vicious someone can get attacked and still be alive. Like, if you look at forensics and different science and the morgue and autopsies and how they determine when someone's alive, and you listen to murderers and criminals and what they're doing, there's times where, for example, this girl just straight walked up to her husband, shot him in the fucking face when he was sleeping, and he was alive. It wasn't a fatal shot. I think it was like it came down his skull and like blew out through here, like dislocated his jaw, but he's still alive. You know what I'm saying? There's like he got stabbed like 40 times after that, and it just missed like spine and his carotid artery or some shit like that, and he's still alive. It wasn't until they like burned him alive, you know what I mean, where they killed him. So when you watch The Walking Dead and every zombie just gets a quick knife to the head, those are things I want to change, because I feel like it adds tension. If you go up to a zombie and you go to stab it in his head, and his head acts like a real skull, and it's hard. And like I said, you know, I've shared this story before, but I did see a guy get stabbed in prison multiple times in face and head, and it's very, very different than what you see in The Walking Dead. And don't give me that shit like the rotted zombies have these, because whether you're fresh zombies or rotted, it's so easy in The Walking Dead. But this dude was literally going nuts, and the knife's just like clink, 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 stab, poke, stab. And the one time where he did get him in the head, he has to wiggle it to yank the knife out of the guy's head. There's stories where people are stabbing somebody and whoop-de-whoop, and they're going for the neck and the chest, because the head, as they're stabbing, it's just slicing his head, not penetrating the skull. Imagine, instead of The Walking Dead where every zombie has a melon head, you have your character stab the zombie and it just slices his skull. And we do have one of these scenes in the comic where this guy's just desperately going nuts. And this is one zombie, and he stabs and it slices and slices and slices. He can't get it in. He finally gets in his eye socket and shit like that. But imagine now having 10 zombies. You know, this isn't where you get 10 melon heads where you're just, you know, Carol in The Walking Dead getting everyone in the back of the head like it's a melon. But this is where you got to go for the eye or for the certain soft spot or soft area. Be precise. And they're harder to puncture. Some of them you'll see a zombie get shot, and this is in Doomsday Kingdom, whoop-de-whoop, you'll see them get shot in the head. But because of the bullets and the maybe it was a 22 and it didn't penetrate and do the damage to the brain and whoop-de-whoop, the zombie's still coming. So they need that secondary shot. Maybe he's got to put the 22 to his temple to make sure he gets the job done, or behind the ear or some shit like that. And again, I think that adds a strength to the zombies, hence making them a bigger threat than they are now. And I think that, for me as a fan, improves what we see and how we take that content in. Jeff, 1990 with a $5 dono, throwing some support your way, Ronnie. Love the new Doomsday Kingdom cover. Glad you're covering Fear too. Thank you very much for the support and dono. I really appreciate that, Jeff. And I can't wait to hear thoughts and opinions on issue 4 and 5. 5 is going to be the important one. I feel like I risked a good... we'll talk about this when we're in volume 2, which is issues 6 to 10, because fucking Doomsday Kingdom is so tricky, because we went from present day to the flashing back in time when the breakdown happened, and then we covered it in a different way, where I didn't focus on setting up this script based on how Hollywood wants you to write a script. I focused on just giving you an introduction to characters and not overdoing it, and focused on the chaos. For essentially, it's set up for issue 2. It's a glimpse of the future in issue 1. It's set up in issue 2. Issues 3 and 4 is utter chaos. You can even say most of 5. But when we start getting to a certain point in 5, we start crafting a plot. From 5, the end of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that's where we get into this plot that pulls you into this bigger story. I think that's the moment where I really can't wait, where some fans are going to start getting for that ride, because now you think you have an idea where the story is headed plot-wise, you know what I'm saying? By the way, you're better than any other Walking Dead shows vids to include Study the Craft. I appreciate the support. Exactly like those little things make it realistic, like the smells, the sounds, how soft they are, etc. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I keep that in the back of my mind at all time, like the smells and all that, because, I think there's one scene where it's so ferocious, one person is just knocked the fuck out. You know what I mean? And some of that I'm trying to pull from back in the day, where they would have high society walk in the gutters and they used to have smelling salts. I believe, if I remember correctly, it used to, because people threw their piss and shit right out their window. So it smelled so bad, they would have smelling salts on their necklace, so they can make sure they didn't, oh, fuck, you know what I'm saying? I got to go and brush up on that, but I want to pull from what we know and add that to the story, because I think that helps overall, you know? I get how Morgan knows Dwight's name, but how exactly does Dwight know Morgan and his name? Am I missing something? They must have talked off screen. What up, Calby? Yeah, they must have talked off screen. We do got to shut this down, though. So I'm going to answer a couple more questions before we get her closed down. Oh, I answered his message. Yeah, even moving too, from people asking, I gotta answer some messages. But staying close to family is also something important to me. And right now, I'm staying in North Carolina to stay close to family, at least for a little bit. I want Juliet to be around family. She doesn't have a mother, so I want her to at least have some. I don't want to move I'll be honest, I don't want to move to some random place where we don't know anyone at all. I just would rather her be like today. She was able to walk up and go swimming with her aunt, uncle, and her two cousins. So I want that to be something that's possible in her life. At least right now, let me get situated and figure out what's going on for the future and all that. So I don't want to just pick up and move because I know I thought we were goofing about where I was moving to, but I think I got like 7 messages about where I should move to, like legit, like telling me to come out here now. We can't do that. First, I can't afford to pick up and move to a different state. And second off, I want her to be around family. But I appreciate the thoughts and opinions. I'll keep them in mind, though, when I do make that real move to somewhere where I want to, put down roots. Mind if I ask what website you're hosting Doomsday Kingdom on? It looks good. Squarespace. Yes, we're using Squarespace. But since the walkers are outside, I still think the smell would be somewhat like negligible or more or less not that extreme unless it's a herd or enclosed areas. Well, it's going to depend, Adrian. I mean, are you downwind? Are they close? How close? If now you're saying, I was under the assumption we were outside, we're with them, but if now you're saying you're adding a variable where they're outside, well then, yeah. If they're outside, I don't know what to tell you. They're outside, You can't just throw variables in there. It changes what we're discussing. But yeah, if it's outside or far away, then yes, that's going to affect whether humans can smell them. Thank you very much, Chris. No, Isaiah, we're not going to do any games. I'm actually going to bed. I got to wake up bright and early. Get my car fixed. So. Got ending versus Dexter ending. Got ending was worse in my opinion. And Dexter ending pissed me off to no end. I think they dropped the ball hard on that. But got ending, and this is the weird thing because I rewatched season 1 and I'm fucking loving it. I tried rewatching some of Got because I was like, you know what? No, it can't be that bad because it just can't be. There's fucking other shit that is going on. There's this big grand story. I went back and tried rewatching some of it, and the ending makes the ending just fucking ruins the series. Let's be real. It just, who gives a fuck about John raising from the dead now? It all feels like fucking pointless, Let's just be real. It ruined the fucking show. Now, you can watch it and enjoy it all you want, but I just don't get the same vibe. I'm going to give it a rest for a couple years, and I'm going to go back and rewatch it, but I still don't understand what the fuck is the point of bringing Jon Snow back or connecting him with the fucking Lord of Light or any of that shit. I don't understand. And don't you dare tell me what happened. I watched it too. I know what happened, but I don't get why that even matters. Like, why does any of that matter? What the fuck is any of that mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. For me, it's just like, fuck. Ronnie, in the comics, do you think Negan will bring the new group he runs into the communities? Do you think Negan will be the new lead? I think Negan will have to run back to the communities and get mixed up with their stories, yes. But as far as him be the new lead, I don't think that's happening. I think it'll be an ensemble cast. Like it, even if he gets a lot of shine here and there, I think it's going to be an ensemble cast. Chris Stanley, let's finish this out with Chris's $10 dono. Good luck with the move, Ronnie. Thank you very much for the support, Chris, and thank you very much for the words. No one likes moving. Fucking hate moving. But it's got to get done. I'm going to have a good night. Good night, Ian. Bro, it works out with the car. Yeah, that car shit. It looks like it's only the fan belt, though. So I'm hoping it ain't that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Get a new fan belt. Fucking get that on. But I got to get some sleep.
Yes, finally, can we cuddle?
Mm-hmm.
I was just just about to go to bed and tell you.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. What are you saying? D3V map. How long will women's rights, human rights, accepted social rules and laws, democracy, etc.? Homie, in your excitement, I think you missed some words there. You said, how long will women's rights, human rights, accepted social rules and laws, democracy, etc. question mark? There's no real, you didn't finish it though. There's no full question there. Do you mean how long will they last? Do you mean in life or in Doomsday Kingdom? Or will good truly prevail because it happened in the first place and history repeats itself? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Do you mean like in real life or do you mean like in Doomsday Kingdom? Happy Father's Day. Thank you very much, Samantha. I appreciate that. D&D are selfish assholes for ruining the game, end of Game of Thrones. I truly believe they were trying to get the fuck out of there just to do Star Wars. You know, they were trying to have a life. Dwight had plot armor because he got shot at from somebody who has amazing fucking aim and he misses and gets him in the arm. I mean, 10 minutes later, we see him with such good aim. He shoots at a fucking axe, splitting the bullet in half to do a trick shot against two walkers. But when he's fighting a human being who's standing fucking still, he wings him in the arm. That's plot armor. That's lazy and terrible writing. And it's fucking embarrassing. That one part is especially embarrassing. I don't watch God. Yeah, it's funny how it had such an ending. Is DD Gaming okay? Yeah, why wouldn't he be? DD Gaming's not a full-time YouTuber, so, you know, if he hasn't uploaded in a while, he's probably getting that work in for money. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. So, give him a bit. I'll reach out to him, see what he's doing. But I'm sure he's just working to get some money up. We're going fishing or hanging out. So he's not a full-time YouTuber. So if he takes a couple weeks off or whatever, I haven't talked to him in a couple weeks, but we usually touch base. So I'll be talking to him soon. Was it expressed as him missing on purpose? No. I mean, anyone can say, sure, John missed on purpose, but I don't buy that. All right, have a good night, guys. I appreciate the support, and I'll definitely see you guys here next Sunday. I know... Let me think. I don't even know how many episodes are in Fear. I know Fear the Walking Dead got to do something really stellar. Tomorrow or the episode after that. Or else we might be adjusting things because I'm not really sure if I'll be covering it. We're going to see. I tried to give the season a shot. I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not something that, without the YouTube channel, I wouldn't have watched it tonight. I probably wouldn't watch it at all until the whole season was done. And whenever I was in the mood, I would probably pick it up and start watching it. With that said, if I did wait and I rewatched episode 1, I don't think I would rush to watch episode 2. There's nothing really that's like pulling me. I'd probably skim them looking for just the Rick stuff. And that is a shame. But we'll see what's coming up. Have a good night, guys. And hold on, let me, can I? Oh, shit, I can change stuff on this side. All right, yeah. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you here 10:30 next Sunday, and hopefully I get a couple videos up throughout this week. If I don't, just getting ready for the move, and I got other work going on. But I'll see you guys. Good night.